Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You know I had to come and give you guys my favorite men's colognes for this fall because under my last video, y'all were going crazy telling me that you need this. So, ask and you shall receive. I'm like the fairy fragrance mother.
One big room full of passion. One big room full of passion.
So yeah, fellas and ladies here to buy for your man, or ladies who just like to wear more masculine scents. Let's get into it. Just so you guys know, these are in no particular order. I'm not rating these. I'm not doing like a top 10 or whatever. These are just some of the fragrances that I absolutely love and I think are great for a man to wear. Very sexy, alluring, seductive fragrances for this fall. Now, I will say my taste is a little bougie, okay? I do like a lot of niche fragrances, but I'll throw a couple little designers out there that I like for the fall. You know, I like the new Sauvage Elixir. I like La Nuit de l'Homme by YSL. So if y'all want me to, you know, do like a more affordable version, just let me know. But I just get on here and tell y'all what I like the best, so don't shoot the messenger. But here we go. The first fragrance we're gonna talk about today is a very gorgeous men's fall fragrance. Of course, any of these can be worn year round, but I think it's so perfect for the fall. It is Herod by Parfums de Marly. If you know, you freaking know, okay? It's so creamy and smooth, and it has all of those qualities to it that just make it so appropriate for the fall. In the fall time, I like something a little spicy, a little warm. I love the ouds and the leathers and things like that around this time of the year. As it starts to get cold outside, I just find that they really complement the weather, or the weather complements your scent. Whichever, you know what I mean. But this is cinnamon, tobacco, vanilla, incense. It's even got ISOE Super, the molecule in it. It is very gorgeous. And I will say that you're gonna see a big overlap in a lot of these notes because, like I said, I have a certain perspective that I think of when I think of like fall fragrances and stuff, and I find that a lot of these have like a lot of like cinnamon and vanilla and rum and tobacco and maybe some leather, lots of oud. So just preparing you because these are very deep, dark, heavy notes. So if that's not you, just giving you a forewarning. But this one is beautiful. There's also some cedar and some musk and some vetiver in the base, and I am just absolutely in love with this. I really think that almost any man could get away with this. I think that if you are a little less keen towards the fall fragrances, I think that this is a safe one to get because it's not as spicy or heavy as the other ones. I think it's like a very creamy vanilla type of fragrance. It's not quite as metallic as like Pegasus by Parfums de Marly, but yeah, I actually like this one a lot better than Pegasus, if I do say so myself. But we move on. Next up, we have the newest fragrance to launch by the House of Amouage. This is a part of their library collection. This is Royal Tobacco. This one I absolutely love. I think that Wood Symphony might be my favorite out of the library collection, but this one's definitely up there with it. And I think it's definitely my favorite out of all of the library collection for the fall. Oh my gosh, this is so rich and smoky and sultry and sweet. It is very sweet, but in a very like grown and sexy type of way. I describe this as a man who has that dark mahogany home office. He's got that signature green lamp sitting on his desk that you see in all the movies. You know what I'm talking about. He's got all of the best bourbons, the best whiskeys and drinks. He has like a little bar in his office, and you know, he sits down when he has these little business meetings and he pours a little glass and that little, you know what kind of man I'm talking about. He's got the best cigars that he gets from all over the world. When he travels, he's very suave. He wears a Tom Ford suit. Oh, this is a very specific type of man, okay? And we already know that the House of Amouage is very subjective, okay? Their fragrances are very concentrated, they're very strong, and it's not for just the regular little frag head, okay? You really have to have a very mature nose to appreciate these fragrances. Oh, it is, yeah, it's smoky, and it's rich, and it's sweet, and it's sexy, and it's deep, and it's dark, but sexy. Sorry, y'all, I am still getting over, I don't know what the heck I had, but I think it was like bronchitis. There's some sort of upper respiratory infection that's going around, and it took me forever to get my voice back. So it's not even fully back. So if you hear me like in between sounding a little raspy, just know that. So So this fragrance has cardamom, basil, tobacco, rose, lavender, orange blossom. It also has bourbon vanilla, which if you watched my most recent video, you know that I was going crazy over that note. I absolutely love it. It is a note that is in a lot of fragrances that I do really, really like. I just, for some reason, that bourbon vanilla opposed to just a regular vanilla, it just does something to me, you know what I'm saying? There's also licorice, myrrh, tonka. Of course, there's some oud in here. It's very, you know, like I said, it's deep, it's dark, it's sexy, it's mysterious, but it's a very alluring, mysterious, but specific type of man, okay? It's not for everyone, but I love it. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have one of my absolute favorite fragrances for men out of the house of Xerjoff, okay? I just recently was able to really dive into it. It did recently launch in stores at the Neiman Marcus in my area, so I've been able to like really get to, you know, play around with the fragrances and explore them, and I am obsessed with this one. It's not my #1 favorite overall by them. I did find my most recent favorite overall by Xerjoff, so if y'all are interested, maybe I'll do an updated of my favorites for 2022 or I can just do like my favorite, like most recent discovery. So if y'all are interested, let me know, because that one not only is my #1 for Xerjoff for men, but it is easily in like my top 5 for men, top 3 for men, honestly. Like it's amazing. So let me know if y'all want to know. But anyway, not to take away from the beauty of this, I think that I like the other one so much because it does go year round. This is definitely more fall and winter in my opinion. This is the Tony Iommi by Xerjoff. If I'm not mistaken, if I got this right, Tony Iommi was a drummer in Ozzy Osbourne's band. If I'm wrong, just let me know, you know. I don't particularly listen to that music, so I don't know, but what I was told, what I was informed, is that he was a member of the band, and I guess he had some sort of collaboration with the House of Xerjoff, and he created this scent. I think he actually has more than one, because actually when I was looking up the notes to this, I learned that this one is the Monkey Special, so whatever. But this is so sexy, okay? And this is one that is a million times better on the skin. It is gorgeous. There's rum, passion fruit, geranium, and bergamot in the opening, cinnamon, patchouli, Bulgarian rose in the mid. I think there's leather in the mid as well. Caramel, vanilla, tonka bean, ambergris, all in the base. It's so beautiful. There are some more notes, but it's very dynamic. It has a lot of stuff going on, but it is beautiful. Like having that passion fruit in the opening, that gives it like a little bit of fruitiness. But then in the base, you've got all of those warm notes that are really nice for the fall time. It's so sexy. Okay, this is definitely one that you have to get your nose on. Yes, sir. Yes, pastor. This next one is an absolute fan favorite. If you know, you know. Tuxedo by YSL. Come on, you have to have this in your collection for the fall and winter, okay? This is a beautiful fragrance. And again, like I said about the Tony Iommi, this is one that it just does absolutely no justice to smell it out of the bottle or to smell it on a card. You have to put it on skin. I promise you, intoxicating, okay? Like literally when I smell this on a man, if he has it on his wrist or something, I'm just gonna randomly keep grabbing his arm throughout the day and just sniffing it because it is just beautiful, okay? It is a bit leathery to me, but in a very good way, because I'm very particular about leathers, okay? It does not give me like a Fahrenheit by Dior type of vibe, or else I would be puking, because I can't with that. I'm sorry. But there is violet leaf, coriander, bergamot, rose, black pepper, lily of the valley, patchouli, bourbon, vanilla. Bourbon, vanilla. See what I mean? See what I'm talking about? See what they did there? And there's some ambergris. This is so sexy. It is a man's man, okay? Again, this is the kind of man I would say has on that Tom Ford suit. Not quite the same vibe as the Royal Tobacco, but he's suited and booted. He's clean cut. He's well respected. He comes in the room and commands it. It's like that same kind of bossy CEO Creed Aventus vibe, but in the cold weather, if that makes sense. Does not smell like Creed Aventus at all, but the way that I describe the type of man that I see wearing Aventus is that same kind of man that would translate to Tuxedo in the fall and the winter. Okay, just trust me. Just just ride the wave with me. Just get the vision. Oh my gosh, I love Tuxedo. You need Tuxedo if you don't have it. I don't want to put it down. Next, we have one of my absolute favorites overall for the fall and winter, because this is one that I wear myself. This is Oud Satin Mood by MFK. This is the Extrait de Parfum, but the Eau de Parfum is just as good. Honestly, I think that when I'm done with this bottle, I'm probably going to rebuy the original concentration. But they're both absolutely gorgeous. I think that the Extrait does lean a little bit more masculine in my opinion, because it is a little bit stronger. So I would personally prefer the Eau de Parfum, but I think that a guy could definitely wear either one. Oh my goodness. This is so freaking sexy. I absolutely love this. I think it is one of the sexiest fragrances on a man overall. Like, I think that a guy could wear this year round, honestly. I know that it has oud. I know that it's a little bit more, the notes lean a little bit more for the cold weather. But I think that a man could get away with this year round. I don't think a woman could as much. Like, I wouldn't wear this in the summer or spring, but I think it's because of the benzoin in it that give it like this soapy cleanness to it. But comparing the Oud Satin Mood to the original Oud by MFK and the Oud Silk Mood, this one is a lot sweeter. There is vanilla and violet in this one. There's also Turkish and Bulgarian rose. It is just absolutely stunning. I think that this is a masterpiece of a fragrance. You know, I know that Baccarat is like is the top seller by MFK, and it gets so much praise and so much, and I mean, it's a gorgeous fragrance, but I don't understand why people sleep on this so much. I guess it's because oud is so subjective. Not everyone is, you know, an oud fan, and I have to be honest, I didn't even like this at first. It took me wearing this on my skin, and I could not stop smelling the same spot over and over and over, and the next day I bought it. So it is a beautiful fragrance, okay? I'm absolutely in love with Oud Satin Mood. It's one I'm always gonna keep in my collection. And yeah, as a man, you need this, okay? This is definitely going to reel a woman in. She is going to be so attracted, and it's just everything about it. It's like, it's got sex appeal to it. Like, it is just hypnotizing. Oud Satin Mood, one for the books, trust me. Next, we have another one that is very unisex that I do wear myself. Of course, we had to include Side Effect by Initio. I think that this is so perfect for the fall. Another one of those really mysterious, sexy, alluring fragrances. I think that that's just the overall vibe that I like in the fall and winter. This is beautiful, okay? It's a really gorgeous rum tobacco fragrance with some vanilla and some cinnamon in it. It is just everything. It's like fall in a bottle, okay? And it just works so well on both a man and a woman, but it translates so different on our skin because of our pheromones and our body chemistry. So the way that it smells on a woman, it's not gonna smell the same on a man. I think on a man, everyone's skin is different, but in my experience, what I've seen on a man, it brings out a little bit more of that rum tobacco, and on a woman, it brings out a little bit more of that cinnamon vanilla. I think more of the vanilla than anything, at least on my skin. But yeah, it's intoxicating. It's like, it's sweet, but it has depth to it, and it's like one of those things that you smell and you're like, what the heck is that? In the best way possible. Like, a person walks by and they're like, what is that smell? You smell delicious. Like, I just want to eat you. Like, if a man wears this, you're gonna want to eat him. I'm gonna want to eat him. I can't speak for you, but I'm gonna eat him. I'm gonna eat it. Ah! Next, we have the very sexy, very masculine, a man's man scent. It is Sutton Place by Bond No. 9. I don't know if you guys follow me on TikTok or if you happen to come across my TikTok, but I did a little series where I was revealing celebrities' signature scents, and this is actually the signature scent of 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz. Y'all know the song, Good Drink, and he's like, Bond No. 9, now my favorite scent. And then he did an interview with, I think it was GQ, and he specifically said it was Sutton Place. So this is so sexy. It's fresh, but it's a little like, it's got a little bit of like a warm and spicy vibe, but it is very fresh. Has like a bit of a citrus opening. It's so sexy, okay? This is absolutely one that you can wear year round, but I think that it really, really stands out in the cold weather. Cassis, bergamot, tangerine, and pink pepper in the opening. Patchouli, jasmine, and lily in the mid. Leather, musk, vanilla, and amber in the base. Oh my gosh. I feel like you've got a little bit of every season in there. I feel like the top notes are a little more summery, the mid is a little springy, and that base, it screams fall. Okay, with the leather and the amber and the vanilla. Oh my gosh, it is so sexy. I feel like the leather gives it that perfect amount of masculinity to the fragrance to balance it out with all those citrus notes and those softer, smoother notes, and even the florals to it. Like, this is sexy, okay? And honestly, I think it is one of the more underrated fragrances out of the Bond collection, because, you know, everyone loves Lafayette. Talk about Scent of Peace for him. What else is really popular? A lot of people like Greenwich, Bleecker even, but you know, I feel like this one is a lot more slept on, and it doesn't need to be. Y'all need to wake up, set your alarm, don't snooze it, wake up and get hip to Sutton Place, please and thank you. Following the gorgeous, sexy, fresh fragrance of Sutton Place, we have another Parfums de Marly fragrance. This is Hobbed On, okay? I would definitely place this in the same kind of category as Ojan by Parfums de Marly, but personally, I like Hobbed On better. I'm sorry. I think that they both are very appropriate for fall and winter. So if you have Ojan, you like Ojan, it would definitely be one that I would add to this list. But when I have to, you know, it's so many fragrances that I like, so I have to just really stick to like what really stands out to me. And when it comes down to the two between Hobbed On and Ojan, I definitely will be choosing Hobbed On, okay? It is it. Man. It's so, I'm sorry, I know I'm gonna sound redundant, but you know I wouldn't even be showing it to you if it wasn't sexy. Come on. It's sexy, okay? Very sexy, very appropriate for the fall and winter, very nice for cold weather. Just make your eyes roll back. It's got saffron, it's got apple, it's got woody notes, it's got ambergris, it's got rose, it's got caramel. The caramel adds such a nice component to it. That sweet creaminess, almost like what you get from Herod. Oh my God, it's stunning. And then there's myrrh in it, and it just gives it like, you know, that kind of deep, dark fall kind of element that you'd be looking for. Hobbed On is beautiful, okay? And this is one that, again, I'm always honest with y'all. I slept on this one at first. I did. I slept on it until I actually smelled it on a man. And I was like, WTF, okay? So just trust me, get it on your skin, play around with it. It's gorgeous, and it will do so well in the fall and winter. I cannot wait. Oh, I can't wait to be walking through the malls and smelling men and all of these gorgeous scents that I'm telling y'all today. I'm telling you. I'm trying to just speed through this. It's like I don't want to speed through it and skip any important details, but at the same time, it's so many that I want to talk about. So y'all know how I get when I get into my fragrances and doing all of these reviews. And for the fellas, I usually don't limit y'all. I don't give y'all like top 10s and all of that. I just go through what I like, you know? So got a lot to get through. This next one is one that I've talked about before. It's a very, you guessed it, sexy fragrance. Very deep, dark, sexy, mysterious, perfect for fall and winter. Oud for Greatness by Initio. Is it a surprise? No, not at all, actually. Oh my. Now y'all know, if you've smelled Oud for Greatness, you know, okay? This is it. This is special occasion suit and tie. Again, that very well-respected man. You come in, you command the room. If you've seen the bottle, absolutely stunning. So much attention to detail. The black bottle with all of the gold detailing on it. It is beautiful. And I mean, just looking at the bottle, it literally like shows you exactly the type of vibe that the scent gives. I'm just obsessed with it, okay? It's a really gorgeous oud fragrance with a very heavy presence of saffron. I get a lot of that saffron in the opening. There's also nutmeg, lavender, patchouli, and musk. But more than anything, I get a lot of that saffron and the oud. And it is just the most gorgeous combination, but it is not overpowering. It is very strong. It is very heavy. It's very deep, but it is not to the point where like you're gagging. It's not like that peppery strong, like the Axe Cologne, old school barbershop type of vibe. It's not that. Like, I'm trying to think of a celebrity that people would know. Like I would, okay, Idris Elba. Idris Elba is like the type of man that I would see wearing this. I can't place it on like a pretty boy face, like a clean cut type of guy, like not a Maxwell or not a like Eric Benet. Like they give me a much softer vibe. This is like a deep, dark, sexy, alluring, mysterious vibe. It's rich, it's classy. It's an absolute freaking panty dropper. Take them. Just here. Like, you want my whole drawer? Like, you can have it. It's yours, all right? I put one of my friends onto this, and he literally texted me and was like, Zoe, I was on an elevator with 2 young ladies, and in her words, not mine, she said, that is that F me cologne, okay? So, do with that information what you will. Following Oud for Greatness, we have another gorgeous Bond No. 9 scent. This has easily become one of Bond's top sellers, and this just released last year. It is none other than the very gorgeous NoMad, okay? It's a very sexy, sweet oud. This is absolutely one that I would wear myself. It is so, so intoxicating, okay? It's so rich and it's smooth. But see how I said about the last one, how I couldn't see someone like Eric Benet wearing that fragrance. I could see him wearing this. This is so smooth. It's a lot softer, has a lot more floral components to it that kind of lighten it up. It's a very like easygoing oud fragrance. It's got quince, blackcurrant, and pear in the opening that give it this very gorgeous fruity, citrusy almost opening. There's rose, orris, oud, and violet leaf in the mid, amber, vanilla, and sandalwood in the base. Absolutely gorgeous fragrance. So, so well blended. I am so obsessed with this fragrance. And I think that those fruity notes in the top absolutely add so much character to the fragrance and keep it from just being your very typical rose oud fragrance. I feel like a lot of times you see those kind of together, a little vanilla, rose, oud, and vanilla, you know. That's a very easy way to kind of calm the oud down. But I think that they really were in their bag. Sorry, y'all, started coughing. They were in their bag, deep in their bag, when they said, let's put some quince, some blackcurrant, and some pear in that opening, okay? Absolutely stunning, gorgeous fragrance, and the bottle is beautiful. Beautiful. You need this in your collection. So if you're deep into the fragrance community, you may have seen my video that I did talking about the new fragrance house that just launched around September called Mind Games. I did do a full review on all of the fragrances. I'm sure you've seen quite a few other fragrance reviewers doing, and I was so impressed with the fragrances because I felt like they were all so unique and so different and just a breath of fresh air for the fragrance community. You know, we see so many fragrances done over and over and just change a couple of notes and do their own version of it. Like, give us something new, something fresh. And that's what Mind Games did. Now, a lot of their fragrances can definitely go for fall and winter and all of that, but this one in particular just really stuck out to me. If you just want to be a delicious, edible, gourmand king this fall, okay? This is none other than Double Attack. It is a very gorgeous dark chocolate and saffron fragrance. Like, are you kidding me? Now, why would y'all do that? You just want me to walk around biting people's arms? Like, is that what you want? Because it literally smells like a freaking chocolate bar, but in the best way possible. Like, it is so rich. It is so delectable. Like, ooh, ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee. If a man has this on, like, you're literally gonna want to eat him. You're gonna want to bite him. I'm gonna want to bite him. The Hershey's to my kisses, I'm telling you. Bitter orange, pink pepper, pimento, agave, geranium, cinnamon, bourbon vetiver, sandalwood, dark chocolate, Madagascar vanilla. It is, I'm telling you, it's delicious. Like, I absolutely will wear this myself, but if a man puts this on, it's over. It's over. Like, we don't need to go on a date. We don't need to go anywhere. Let's just stay home. Let's just stay home where I can be close to you and I can inhale you and I can breathe you, okay? That's what this gives. You're gonna wanna eat a man alive. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, chocolate heaven. Chocolate freaking heaven. Okay, next up is one by the House of Creed. Of course, y'all already know that Green Irish Tweed should definitely be on this list, but I think I've talked about it before on my channel. So I really wanted to talk about this fragrance that I'm about to mention because I've never talked about it on my channel. And that's because I did not like this fragrance at first. Now, this fragrance definitely can go year-round, but I think that the spicy quality to it would make it really, really nice for the fall and winter. And that is none other than the Viking Cologne, because I do not really care for the original Viking. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. It's like too straightforward with the spiciness. And I like the Viking Cologne, which I'm letting it settle because this is how I fell in love with the fragrance. It's because when I smelled the opening, I was always smelling the top notes and I was just like, no, it smells like the original Viking. It's too spicy. I'm not a fan. But baby, when you let this dry down, it completely changes. Like, I have smelled a lot of fragrances that, you know, change as they settle, but none the way that this does. This is like a freaking chameleon era. Like, is that what they're called? A chameleon. A chameleon, right? Chameleon is the rapper. Chameleon. This is a chameleon. It's a chameleon because it literally changes from one fragrance to a completely different fragrance. It starts off with that warm spiciness, but it dries down to a fresh, clean, almost soapy kind of smell. And I just think this is perfect for the fall. Oh my gosh. There it is. There it is. It is an aromatic fragrance, and again, very fresh and spicy at the same time. Mandarin, lemon, pink pepper, lavender, geranium, rosemary, sage. I think the rosemary and sage, all of those aromatic spices give it that spicy quality to it. But again, it's kind of leveled out with the mandarin and the lemon and the lavender. They just complement each other so well, which I probably wouldn't assume off the top of my head. There's also nutmeg, vetiver, sandalwood, patchouli. It is a very, very sexy fragrance. Is that a surprise that it's sexy? But it's definitely not as like mysterious and intoxicating and edible as the other ones. But again, I don't want my list to be redundant. I want a little bit of something for everybody. Some other people like to be a little bit more fresh, like they like that fresh and clean smell, but they want something a little bit more, with a little bit more oomph, you know, as it starts to get cold outside, and that is this fragrance. And see, the more it dries down, the better it gets. You really get into those, you really get into all the lemon and the mandarin and the clean, fresh part of it. Oh my gosh, I love it. I can't stop smelling it. Oh my god, I love it so much. And you know how I discovered that I like this? I sprayed it one time to show it to someone because they were like, oh, I want to smell this. And I just kind of forewarned them, like, yeah, I'm not really a fan, but I'll spray it for you. You know, like, I didn't want to deter them, but I just had to be honest because I show them which ones I do like. Like, I love tons of Creed fragrances. This just wasn't one of them at the time. So I sprayed it and I'm just like, you know, oh, there's this one. And then he didn't like it. He was like, oh, no, absolutely not. So we're spraying a bunch of stuff. And then we come back and we're smelling the stuff that we've already sprayed. And he was like, what is this? I smell it. I'm like, I don't know. I asked the Creed rep. I'm like, what is this? She's like, oh, that's Viking Cologne. I said, ha ha, very funny. Bring out the cameras. There's no freaking way that the dry down I'm smelling right now is the same fragrance I just sprayed 7 minutes ago. You're trying to tell me that this is Viking Cologne? You think I'm stupid? But she was right. We sprayed it again and we set it in a separate spot and let it completely dry down and came back, and lo and behold, it smelled just like the dry down on the one that she said was Viking Cologne. I mean, who would have guessed it? Who would have thunk it? Not me. But I'm telling you, you just have to experience it. Just trust me. I always tell y'all, just trust me. It's beautiful. That dry down is so freaking sexy fresh. And last but certainly not least is a fragrance that I have talked about on my channel before, but I didn't go too much into detail because I kind of just threw it in at the end of the video. Nefs by Nishane. Stunning fragrance. Absolutely stunning and so perfect for the fall and winter. I think I even mentioned that in the video when I first talked about this fragrance, that it would be really nice for the cold weather. Oh my gosh. And I was even talking to one of my fellow frag heads. He is from Egypt, and he told me that Nefs or Nefes or something similar to the word translates in Arabic to, I don't want to mess this up. I think that he said it translates to rare and unique, or like rich and unique, something like that, like something along the lines of being high quality and being, you know, unique and rich, something like that. Y'all can clarify in the comments for me, because I clearly don't speak Arabic, so I would not know for sure. But he did say that a lot of words are similar, because, you know, Nishane is a Turkish line, and he was saying that there's a lot of overlaps in the language. So that could be wrong. I have no idea. I'm just trusting that what he said was true. But I just thought it was very interesting, because I'm like, this is a very pricey fragrance. I think it runs almost $600 a bottle, and it's, I believe, a 1.7 fluid ounce bottle, whereas a lot of the other Nishane fragrances usually you can get in the 3.3 or 4 fluid ounce. So very pricey, if I do say so myself. I think it's about $5.95 if I'm not mistaken, but it is worth every penny. Absolute panty dropper, 100%. It definitely gives me almost the Oud for Greatness type of vibes. I would say Oud for Greatness meets Tony Iommi, but with a lot more sweetness. Because I think that the Oud for Greatness is a lot more sharp, a lot more like deep, dark, sexy. This one is absolutely sexy, but I think that it's a lot smoother. That's what it is. It's smooth. It's very, very, very well blended. And as soon as you smell it, you're like, ah, that's why you cost that much. Like, it's one of those kind of smells. There's honey, saffron, rose, osmanthus, violet, jasmine, geranium, oud, whiskey, amber, leather, cedar, cinnamon. There's a ton of gorgeous notes in this fragrance, and you can smell every single one of them. It is so well blended. You know how you can smell a fragrance and you're like, oh, it's got all these notes in it, but I really just get this, this, and this. No, you smell everything in this. Like, enough said. Like, I don't even know what else to tell you. Like, you have to smell these. You have to get your nose on them. Oh my gosh. I am so obsessed. Y'all know I love Nefs. You have heard me talk about Nefs before. Get your nose on it, please. Expeditiously. Okay, I feel like I've been talking for hours. It's been like 40 minutes. Hopefully it'll be a lot shorter for you guys once I'm able to cut, chop, and screw. But yeah, I've been talking to y'all for 40 minutes about these fragrances. Anyway, I would love to know what you guys thought about my list. I would also love to know what fragrances you like to wear in the fall and winter. Feel free to leave a comment if you've tried any of these fragrances, if you own any of them, or if you know some that you know I need to get my nose on, because I always love to hear you guys' suggestions. But yeah, as always, I had a blast filming this. I hope that you guys enjoyed the content. I hope that you learned something, that this was useful and entertaining and all of the above. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for always supporting my channel. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video.
Full of passion. What you think, girl?